There's a fire burning quietly inside, and it's complicated, isn't it? You're part of this world where millions chase the spotlight, the headlines, the fame of unicorns. But somehow, it feels like the real power isn't where everyone says it is. You've seen that the founders aren't the whole story. The media shows us those flashy names, the startup geniuses, the products changing the game, but behind the curtain, a different story is unfolding, and you're right in the middle of it. Think about the sleepless nights, the endless meetings, the pressure to deliver returns in a world where everyone wants instant wins. You've got money to move, stakes too high to ignore, and yet people just see you as some silent partner. Invisible. Background noise. Limited in name, but if the truth had a voice, it'd say you're anything but limited. You're the unseen force, the real architects crafting these startups into unicorns. But nobody talks about that. Doesn't feel like the appreciation matches the weight of your role, does it? And that's a kind of loneliness, isn't it? Being crucial, but unheard. Watching risks so massive that they could break or make lives, while the noise in the world drowns out your real power. The real question is, how long will you let that stay that way? How long will you accept being the shadow behind every headline that praises founders and CEOs? The world owes you more than a passing glance. You deserve to be known as the ones steering the ship, as the ones who see what others can't, the rare signal in the chaos. But here's the truth you need to confront, no matter how uncomfortable it feels. The game isn't about following. It never was. It's about demanding your space, taking control, refusing to be the passive player who waits for crumbs of influence. You have the capital, yes, but capital alone is noise without direction. The question is, what kind of architects do you want to be? The ones who build according to others' blueprints? Or the ones who design the entire future? Do you want to follow trends or create them? This moment, right now, is a crossroads. The opportunity for you is colossal, more massive than what anyone lets on. You can be the force that turns startups into legends, that transforms industries. But to seize that power, you've got to break free from the comfortable illusions. No more hiding behind limited partnerships. No more playing the role that others script for you. It's time to claim what's yours, the seat at the table where the real decisions are made. Here's what few talk about. Your influence isn't about just putting money down. It's about crafting strategy alongside founders. It's about questioning every assumption that the system hands you like a tired script. To unlock your true power, start by tearing apart the rulebook others expect you to follow. Don't just accept the projected growth, the promised roadmap, the shiny valuations. Look deeper. Understand that with every dollar you put in, you shape the entire ecosystem. Analyze risks, like you're dismantling a clock. Dissect value like a sculptor carving a masterpiece. And this means thinking well beyond the usual metrics. It means being obsessive about the people behind the product, about their mindset, their resilience, their hunger. It's about being ruthless in your critique, but also generous with your support. You don't just invest in companies, you build legacies. And that requires a mindset shift, from limited partners to visionary creators. Feel the weight of this for a second. Unicorns don't just appear out of nowhere. The headlines don't tell you the nights your money kept a company alive, the interventions you made when chaos erupted, the wisdom you lent when no one else could see the storm coming. Every breakthrough, every pivot, every explosion in valuation, there's an unseen hand behind it, steady and deliberate. Now imagine harnessing that power consciously. What if you stopped being the silent background player and started becoming the vital force? What if your role expanded beyond checks and passive occupancy of seats? This is the path to true influence, where your voice shapes vision, where your decisions ignite innovation. But it won't be easy. It never is for those who dare to move beyond the status quo. You'll face resistance, the executive teams used to autonomy, the founders protective of their turf, the systems built to keep things stable rather than explosive. You'll need to develop new skill sets, not just financial savvy, but emotional intelligence, strategic patience, relentless curiosity. You must become a force that challenges, but also inspires, that disrupts, but also builds. Here's a secret. Unicorns thrive not because they follow the easy path, but because someone saw their potential long before it was obvious. Someone took the risk, looked past surface level data, and believed in the possible instead of the probable. That someone is you. You hold the map others don't have. Your job is to read it with eyes wide open and lead where few dare to go. As you listen to this, recognize the power of transformation you carry. You're the gatekeeper of future greatness. You're the spark in the dark. By embracing your role fully, by stepping out of the shadows and into the messy, challenging, thrilling process of true innovation, you become the cornerstone for companies that change everything. Yes, this means pushing past discomfort. It means breaking free from old ways of thinking that limit your potential. It means rejecting the temptation to just go along or play safe because a quiet life feels easier. Greatness demands more thinking, more action, more presence. You're called for more. And this is the moment to answer that call, fiercely and deliberately. Picture the impact when you amplify this power, not just your personal returns, but the actual change these companies make to the world. Jobs created, problems solved, innovations born from your capacity to think differently, to act decisively. This isn't theoretical, it's your reality waiting to be claimed. Break down the walls that keep you limited. Set new standards for what it means to be a limited partner, not just a silent investor, but a creative force, a guardian of potential, a shaper of futures. In this role, patience is your secret weapon. The long game is where your greatest victories lie, where your influence compounds and the unicorns emerge. Every moment you hesitate, someone else claims the ground you're meant to own. This isn't a game for the timid. It's for those burning with the desire not just to be involved, but to lead, to innovate, to rewrite the rules so that your impact echoes long after this moment. You're not alone, even if it feels that way sometimes. There's a community rising, a movement of limited partners ready to step up from the shadows and wield their true power. Together, you redefine what is possible. Together, you become the architects not just of companies, but of entire industries and futures. Let that sink in. Building unicorns isn't just the founder's job, it's yours. And when you fully take that mantle, the world's eyes will finally open to what you've known all along, that behind every enormous success is the hand of a limited partner who refused to be limited. This is the invitation to claim your space, to amplify the essence of your role, to stop being the silent background and become the heartbeat of innovation. Feel the fire inside you ignite, because the time is now. The world isn't waiting. The unicorns won't build themselves. Step forward. Shape the future. Be the architects you were born to be.